Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Real Talk with Ro. Glad you all came in on tonight. And as you know, once you get in, if you're not a subscriber to the show, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. Also, we should be simulcasting on Facebook as well. Once Facebook comes up, uh, start a watch party, if you will. Like it, share it, because we're going to get into an interesting topic on tonight. As you can see, it's just be me by myself on tonight. I want to just talk to all of you all, and I want this to be a participatory session on tonight. And I don't want to hold you all long, but I just kind of want to get into something that I was in some discussions about after last week's show. I pray that you all liked last week's show. I got a lot of positive feedback on my ex-wife Ashley coming in. So thank you all so much for being nice to her as she was a guest on last week's show. And we'll get into this week's show. But even as we were talking, last week in the, after kind of after show, we were talking about the whole area of dating, right? Last week we were talking a little bit about dating, and the title of this week's show is "I Don't Know How to Date." And again, I'm not going to get all super spiritual, but I think that is an honest statement that I can make, particularly for those of us that are in church, and mostly everybody, coming out of the church at some point in their life, whether their parents took them, or their grandparents took them, or their great grandparents took them. And I just came to the realization that I don't know how to date. Now, we're not about to get into no deep theological debate about this. But with just a few people I was talking to, even my cousin just came in from Alabama today, and he's a preacher also. When we looked at this thing, right? Yeah, and y'all stay with me, because I really want you to get in the comments on tonight, and even call in. When I looked at this thing, and I just tried to run some quick references, I have not seen the Bible talk about dating, right? I'm not claiming to be an all-knowing theologian. I'm not claiming to be the best studier of the Bible. I'm not claiming none of that. I haven't been to the greatest schools on earth to know all of that, but just in my little studies that I've seen, I haven't found nowhere in the Bible where the Bible, hey, Auntie Shelly, you're on Facebook. I believe it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. I meant to text you. I'm so sorry. But happy birthday to my Auntie Shelly Terry. But let's talk about it. I have not seen the Bible talk about dating. Now, I have seen the Bible mention betroth or betrothal, or when somebody is betrothed, right? That's that year engagement period. So the Bible talks about being engaged, which is almost a form of marriage, right? You're engaged. And then the Bible talks about marriage, right? That's littered through the Bible. But I have not seen the Bible talk about dating. So for tonight's topic, I said tonight's topic is going to be, I don't know how to date. Because if we're putting this into church context, thank you, Pastor Beard. Pastor Beard is on YouTube. So I'm going in between all of the comments. So I really need y'all to talk at me on the night. And so if we're talking about this from a biblical context, or in the backdrop of the church, if we're going to be honest on tonight, the church didn't teach us. When I mean the church, I'm talking those families that we belong to. So I'm using this interchangeably. I'm talking about our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, people in the church. So when I say the church, you all know who I'm talking about. Our parents, our grandparents, great-grandparents, they didn't teach us how to date. They told us don't have sex. Y'all better talk to me on tonight. Come on here. They did not teach us, they did not teach women how to properly date a man. They did not teach us men how to properly court or date a woman. They told us don't have sex. Really? Like, really? That's all they told us. So if we be honest about this and really be honest and know that is what they told us, then all of us have to make the honest confession that we don't know how to date. Come on, sis. I see you in there, sis. I see you, Luana. Let's talk about it. We don't know how to date. I'm about to get deep. Listen, this is real talk with Ro. Y'all forgive me. We know how to fornicate real good. How much shy? BT, don't sit over there in the corner. My cousin over here in the corner, he in the studio. He don't want to say nothing. We know how to fornicate. I don't hear you, Bid. I don't see you. But we don't know how to date. We know how to have babies out of wedlock. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me in here. But we don't know how to date. Right? We can get ourselves traumatized and experience so many traumas. But if we be those of us that are married, those of us that were married and now divorced, people that are single, where are the rules to the road of dating? Right? And if we be honest, we got to be able to, like when we come to an AA meeting, we got to be able to come to the thing and be like, you know what? I'm Roshai Hall and I don't know how to date. Why? Because we don't have no context around it. They just say, don't have sex. You just wait. Wait a minute. How is the woman supposed to be? Where are the men? And I'm again, particularly, we're putting this in the church backdrop. Where are the men teaching other men how to properly date a woman? Where are the women teaching other women how to properly be courted? Right? You know, let's talk about this. And if we be honest, then I think there is some room for us to start making corrections so that we won't allow our children, if they're not too old and there's still time, not to fall victim to the same generational curses we fell victim to. Why? Because we do not know how to date. If I'm being honest, listen, that'll be having to bring Ashley all the way back for another show, but I don't even know if I properly dated her. And being married for 6 years and now divorced for 4, coming even back to this dating scene, if I'm being honest, I don't even know how to properly date these women out here in these LA streets. I don't, because they don't listen. Luana, you still on here? They own something different. And there is no rules to the road on how this dating thing is supposed to go. So I'm gonna need y'all to talk back at me on tonight. A1, give me the number. The number is, here it is, because I'm gonna need you all to call in. I just don't need you all talking to me. Y'all call in 424-390-6993. 424-390-6993. Because when I looked at this, I was down in the green room of the studio earlier, and I looked and I saw that when Abraham, he was getting up in age and he wanted to find his son Isaac a wife, he sent one of his servants to go find a wife for his son. And when we run reference, come on, talk to me, Beard. Don't leave me out here. Back in older traditions, and as we have matriculated through the centuries, the sons and the daughters didn't date. Y'all hear me? And it's even in the Bible, it talks about it. The fathers of the two families, or those families, or the men that were left in the two families, they talked about the son and they talked about the daughter. The kids ain't even seen each other. They had no date. And then the families made an agreement like, hey, can your son or your family support my daughter? And then what does your daughter, boop, 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 boop. And the fathers had a discussion. And then all of a sudden, the son and the daughter, they were betrothed. They were engaged. Ain't had one date yet, BT. Y'all talk to me. Ain't had one date yet. But they already engaged. And then boom, they was married. I'm trying to feel like Tina Turner. What love got to do with it? Because where's the love, y'all? That's what Jay-Z said. You know, first the fat boys break up, and every day I wake up, somebody got a problem with Roe. You know what I mean? Come on, talk about it. Like, what happened? What happened? Y'all, that happening. Right. Dear, you right, Beard. I'm looking at both of them. Beard said that happened in Coming to America, right? At that scene, she is a queen to be. Come on, y'all talk to me, right? And the father had already talked to this other king of another nation, and they had picked Hakeem's wife for him. That's how it used to be. So how we got all these millions of people that's out here single? No wonder can't nobody find nobody, because we don't know what we doing. Y'all talk to me. 424-390-6993. 424-390-6993. Am I just losing my mind? Have I lost it? Or what is it? And what? Right, that's another. I'm reading a couple of comments. So y'all, my sister, she chimed in. Hey Cameron, hey Melvin, y'all talk back to me. This for she chimed in. And what are we supposed to do when we're told what we're told not to do something, right? That thank you, sis. When you're told not to do something because all we've been told in the church particularly is not to have sex. That's the very thing you want to do. When you're told not to do something, that's what you gonna do, right? And our parents have been good to just say, well, do what I said. Why? Because I said so. Well, that don't make no sense. Tell me why am I not to date? Am I not to have sex? Because it's gonna get all these soul ties and all this other stuff, right? Don't nobody want to talk about it. And here it is. I'm gonna be honest. They don't want to talk about it because they didn't even know. I'm hitting for the gusto tonight. Right? They didn't have an answer for you. So what do we ought to do, ladies and gentlemen? Those of us that are widows, those of us that are divorced, those of us that are still single, how? And I listen, I'm here just to tell y'all, I don't know how to date. You open up a door for a woman, you be chivalrous, she say you too nice. You cuss her out, talk to her like a dog. Then she don't want to tolerate you. You too mean. Man, like you don't know what to do. I just, you know me, like what do we do? Hey, Rosalind, thank you for checking in on tonight. Right? What do you do? Let me get to some of these comments in here. Pastor Beer, why do we trust being in love to be the motivation for building a legacy with someone and fulfilling our kingdom assignments, especially when most don't know how to live themselves? That's good. I'm listen, Beard. I'm not even talking about being in love today, bro. Before we even get to love, how we date? Right? Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a true story. Me and one of my best friends, his name is JR. We were, and this is undergrad years ago. And I was going to summer school at El Camino College. And both of us said, we're going to try and sit out in the quad. Any of you all that know El Camino College, the little open space area. And we're just going to try this chivalrous thing. Two young men. We're going to try this chivalrous thing and just try to be nice to women. Show y'all, this like maybe, 2000, 2001, somewhere around there a while ago. But I'm in undergrad, right? So we're out there in the quad, and young women that walked by, we, being gentlemen, we just said, Hey, how you doing? The girls will look at us, turn their nose up, keep on going. Y'all following my story? See, to let you know how crazy women are. And then we sit out there some more time. We out here about an hour. We was doing this experiment to see if this was gonna really happen. We say, hi, how you doing? Girl will just walk on by, not say hi back. Walk on by, and we're just trying to be like, man, this ain't gonna work. This whole nice guy thing that women say they want, this ain't working. So this is what we did. This what we did, Rosalind. Auntie Shelly, this is what we did. We start calling women by what they had on. DT, you following my story? We start, this is the craziest thing, Lauren. We start calling women the stupidest thing by what they had on. So this how it started, Auntie Shelly. Hey, blue jeans. Didn't get no response. You say, hey, blue jeans with the flip-flops with the pink top on. And guess what happened? This old simple, y'all almost made the pastor cuss. When I was trying to be normal and approach a woman by just saying, hey, how was your day? Pastor couldn't get no play. But as soon as I start calling these women by what they had on, not by who they were, not by their name. Hey, black pants with the hoodie walking on, the simplest stuff on earth that you think or that should not work was what got us attention. Why? And for me, for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out why that I have to, quote unquote, degrade this woman down to the apparel that she has on. But then here's this, Rosalind. Check this out, Auntie Shelly. Women don't want to be seen as physical beings. Y'all want to be seen as physical beings. But when I broke you down to the simplest form of what you had on or how you were shaped, that's what got your attention. But when I just tried to have an intelligent conversation with you, you don't want to pay me no mind. Again, I'm proving my point. We don't know how to date. We don't know how to date. I can't even get a woman's attention. Right? So children of the Most High God, people out there on YouTube and on Facebook, y'all help me out. What is the honest recourse when the church has not taught us how to date, but they just say, don't have sex? And then on the flip, then the church get mad and want to sit the girl down. Look at the double standard, right? We're going to talk about this on the night beer. You might as well go on and call in, bro. Then the church sit down the girl that got pregnant out of wedlock and don't nothing happen to the man. But I thought it took two people to tango. Y'all want to talk? Come on, y'all talk to me on the night. If y'all don't talk to me, I'm getting off here. 424-390-6993. Y'all talk to your boy. 424-390-6993. Right? You know what I mean? You said, but because they value what they wear over how they should be treated. That's a true comment. That might be true. Lauren said, as said, you were consistent. Yeah, that's she said, as said, you were consistent, and that's when she knew you were the one. You did it for 6 months, long distance, and you made a decision to marry her after you got on the same coach. That's true. Right. But I mean, yeah, there was some intentionality and there was some consistency in my chase. But still, if I'm being honest, I would have to be honest to know and to say that I didn't have the slightest idea what I was doing. And it worked. I was shooting craps in the dark. It worked. Brother rolled a 7. And I wrote, Miss Duck, don't you comment, man. A1, put Miss Duck comment on YouTube. But Duck, you left us last week, Duck. Don't start that. Say that, Pastor. They will sit a young girl down in a minute rather than wrapping their arms around her. You right. I'm going to go and say that, Duck. I'm still mad at you, though, Duck, because you didn't come in last week, and last week's title was Duck Duck Goose. So you owe me a call in today, Doug. You ought to call so we can talk about this. Hey, Vi, been there, done that. Back in the day, I was talked to, not the man. Right. See, like, let's be honest about this double standard in the church. Don't nobody in the church want to tell us how to date. But then when somebody wind up pregnant, y'all act like it was the girl's fault. What happened to the man? I'm going to get in trouble now. Lord, please, People's Independent, y'all don't vote me out on Sunday here. Vi, don't vote me out, Vi. I'm just trying to speak truth to power on the night. We're not teaching. If we be honest, nobody taught us, so we didn't teach our kids. Our parents and grandparents didn't teach us. Nobody's teaching nobody. And we're hopeful, and we're hoping, we're blessed that when that we are in a 2-parent household, some of us, that we may have an example of what dating is supposed to, or what marriage is supposed to look like. We hoping that we get that chance. But everybody just doing what they want to do. And what again, here it is. What do you expect these kids to do? What did you do when you were playing spin the bottle? Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. Y'all ain't gonna talk about it on the night. I ain't got one call yet. Somebody call me. 424-390-6993. 424-390-6993. I just want to be able to talk about in an honest way that we don't know how to date. Right? You have generations and generations of men and women out here that are flying by the seat of their pants. And that's why I think we have so many differings of opinions when it comes to dating. Because I guess during this dating phase is when you're supposed to find out, do you like this person? Right? We talked about last week and the week before last how women can make a determination fairly quickly if she gonna give him some. But I would say the dating, before you give him some, you need to date the man to see if he's even worthy of betrothal or marriage. Like, let's stop trying to, here it is. Let's stop trying to attach sex to dating and dating to sex. They're two exclusive things. They shouldn't be done the same, right? Because once you start having sex with a person, then it takes all of the other things, right? You start looking over all these red flags because now you start to be intimate with each other. Hey, Carla, I see you jumped in on Facebook. We're talking about, and holler back at me, Carla. We're talking about, I don't know how to date. Right? I don't know how to date. And I'm not, listen, I'm not trying to blame anybody. I'm just trying to speak truth to power that that there needs to be some rules to the road out here on how we get this dating done. What you say, Beard? Let me look at your dating should be interviews for your lifetime companion. Yes, I agree. Auntie Shirley, what you said, you must date first and listen to his words and find out if his actions match what he said. Yes. Right. But again, let's talk and keep on giving me the comments on what you all feel about it. Lawana, where you go? You ain't made no comments in a minute. But what intrigues us, I would say, as men and women, is that our parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles are only harping on, don't have sex with nobody, don't have sex with nobody, don't have sex with nobody. Nobody is saying get to know the person without mentioning sex, because as soon as you start mentioning sex, then ding, 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 they start going off in their mind about, man, what's this sex thing? What is this thing that everybody's telling me not to do? And you find, Paul says, when I would do good, evil, you heard me, I said evil is always present. And what I want to do, that's what I'm not doing. And what I should be doing, that's what I find myself doing. right? So I think we need to understand this dating thing. Hey, Shmiga Mark, what's going on? Milton, Dylan, y'all come in here. We talking about I don't know how to date. And for those of you on YouTube, I'm just talking to certain people that's coming into the chat on Facebook. Y'all talk back to me. We're saying we don't know how to date. We weren't taught how to date. We were just taught not to have sex. And because of that, I think we have got ourselves and the generations before us and the generations even before them into a lot of trouble because nobody sat men down and taught us how to be gentlemen towards women and how to properly court them and to see if she even aligns with where you going. Right? But that's because a lot of our elders were pimps and and that's when they were younger. Beard, you might be a little right. You know what I mean? Let's be you might be a little right. Don't have sex. I never told my children don't have sex, but I told them that sex is so good that it's going to make you lose your mind and it make you sneak out at night to get some. That's true, Auntie Shelly. Let's do that. McGrew, man, thanks for coming on in. Talk to me. She said, I'm clueless. Thank you, Dylan. I'm clueless. I'm 52 and a widow that was married for 30 years. It is not going the way I thought it would. Come on, let's talk about it. Right? Yeah, Dylan, let's talk about it. You 52 and a widow and was married for 30 years and you still don't have no idea on what dating's supposed to look like. Thank you. Thank you so much for being honest in here on the night. Well, A1, do we have a caller? We do. Listen, A1 is brought to bring the caller in. You all call in, talk to me on the night. 424-390-6993. Caller, if you're there, welcome to Real Talk with Ro. What is your question for me? What's your comment? Are you married, single? Do you know how to date? Be honest with me. Welcome to Real Talk with Ro. Talk back at me.
Hey, Rashad.
Hey.
It's your sister.
Hey, what up, L Boogie? What up? Talk to me, sis.
You know, the thing about it is we're talking about the dating game and how it was back before. But, you know, if you're talking real truth, let's talk about how would y'all really listen to what the elders is telling y'all now on who to pick to be your mate? You feel me? Like, is that what it's about? Like, no. Like, if you're figuring out the dating game, like, you got to actually walk that thing out.
That's you right. Listen, I mean, you know, I would. You listen, for all those out there, my sister is a godsend. She's my big sister. I have two. There's Ebony Hall, and then there's Lawana Hills. And Lawana Hills, post-divorce, has been walking me through this dating thing, and my life has been saved because of her. Y'all owe her a big gratitude that I'm just not out here wilding out. If they don't pass her smell test, it don't even work. So my sis, she know I'll be like, sis, I need to what? She give me the whole third degree, walking me through it. What's her name? Where she go to school? What type of job she got? Do she have kids? Has she been married? Like she running like, so listen, your boy out here, I'm getting coached on this thing. And the last one that came across, we thought she was good. And then what happened, sis? She, I don't know, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Right. She fell off the planet when COVID hit. Hey, Mr. Chase, Uncle James and Donald, my brother Donald, man. But yeah, you're right, sis. If older men and older women came and said they want to coach us and help us to give us clues and stuff, would Generation X, my generation, would millennials, would we even be adverse or open to hear what it is that we need to see, right? Blinders and stuff like that. As many times you told me, look out for this, look out for that. So you're right. You're right. It's a lot. Yeah, Beard. She ain't let me fall victim to no Jezebels out here. But thank you, sis. I think I got another call coming in. We got another call. A1. I think we got another one. Caller, welcome to Real Talk with Ro. Thank you for calling in. What's your comment? What's your question? Talk back at me. We don't know how to date.
Hey, Pastor.
Hey.
This is Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. I'm good. Talk to me, Lauren. What's up?
Well, I'll be accountable and I'll come to the stand and I'll say, okay, I don't know how to date.
Okay.
Because obviously, the way I was brought up in my household, my father courted my mother for 3 years. He went out of his way, 40 miles, to always be there to see her, to pick her up from work, to take her to work. He worked 2 different jobs, but he always made time to make sure that she was taken care of for 3 years straight.
Right.
My grandfather and my grandmother in South Carolina. I don't know if you know about Benny Mays, the educator. He would have been my grandfather, but my grandfather, Dr. Harry E. Thomas, came on the second night and took my grandmother out, and he married her 3 days later.
Yeah, they was different. They saw a woman they wanted, they instantly married. They was like, forget this dating thing. I see you. I love you, girl. Let's do it.
Well, and pretty much sometimes that's how it happens, because that's what God said. Don't lust after her, marry her. Am I right or am I wrong?
Listen, you right. And I listen, I thank you, Lauren. I thank you, Lauren, for being honest. Being honest on tonight, just to say, listen, Pat, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to date. I do
know that when I am out there and ready to date, they come at you. And then you reciprocate and you try to be upfront, honest, and transparent. Because I'm 60 years old and I have laid it out exactly what I'm looking for. And I ask what they're looking for. But I put my cards on the table first. So when my boundaries are set and I expect to be respected at where I'm at in my life, and I'm not here jumping and hopping around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right.
So they're still going to push, and they want the cookie.
Hey.
They'll give you everything, or they won't give you anything. Or, you'll just be lured into it, because we do know love, we do know compassion, we do know empathy, and we do know sympathy. That's on both man and woman.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but there are some people that don't have that range of emotion where they're willing to give up what they want. But that's why we sacrifice ourselves. That's also in there. You place yourself as a living sacrifice because you want to honor God. You want to honor the relationship that He put forward in Corinthians. It says, love is patient, love is kind, it's enduring, it's a long adjective. Marriage ain't easy. I've been there 2 times and divorced. I have 2 sons that I have raised. One happens to be on the other side of sin because he's homosexual. I don't not hate the sinner. Yes, I hate the sin, but then what can I do? He has to find his way to God. He has to find, and he does know it. My children know it better than me sometimes. They got the Bible app on their phone. They know what he says. It's in red words. They know they're not going to be browbeat by it. My daughter now, I'm expecting my grandchild, a granddaughter, coming September 7th, and her fiance. They're going to get married as soon. He's finishing law school next year. But they want to start Black families. Everybody in, their clique and their ongoing. Yes, they're coming through the back door the wrong way. Yes, because it wasn't me that told her don't have sex, because, can't tell them that. And when you tell them no, that's when they're going to run out and do it.
You're right. So
I was telling my daughter at 5 years old, had the little book. It's perfectly normal, yes, but know what it is. Pheromones, everything else. Take balloons to the party. Don't get pregnant. Don't do this. I'm going to tell you, once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then you got 3 choices.
It's gone. So yeah.
Once it's gone, it's gone. Then you got 3 choices.
Yeah.
Third commandment says, thou shalt not kill. So I don't believe in abortion, but you can keep or you can adopt or give up for adoption to somebody who can't have one if you can't give them a good life.
Yeah.
But now I have a 13-year-old grandson who the church knows. He's a wonderful child. He's brilliant,
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we live in a world that wants what they want when they want it, and you don't care what really the other person has on the line.
Yeah.
And all I have on the line is my soul and my love for Christ and my love and want to show exactly what he presents.
Yeah. And I got Lauren, I gotta get out of here. We got another caller. Thank you for calling in. We got another caller and I gotta go. Hey, thank you. This is Real Talk with Ro. You're on the line. Give us your name. We're talking about I don't know how to date. Talk to me.
Hey, Rashad.
Hey.
It's your mom.
Hey, mommy.
Okay. If you're talking about breaking generational curses, you got to start with the children when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to start with them when they're young, teaching them, sitting down with them, and just talking to with your son, not Gabriel, but Jonathan. Yes, and these are just things that you just have to throw out there to him on how to treat a young lady. Don't dwell on the sexual aspect of it, because like you said, those things that you dwell on or not to do, okay, that makes them more inquisitive on wanting to do that. What is that they talking about, this and that? Okay, back off from that. Yeah, you mentioned it just a little bit, but the main thing is take your time, get to know the young lady. What are you looking for? You go to places that are more public, when I say public, just to find out more about her, show her a nice time, just have fun, get to know her, bring her around the family, your mother, your father, your siblings. So, because they're going to give you some honest critique.
Right. You're right. We just got to get to know him. And there was somebody, hold on before I let you finish, Mama. There was somebody you were just calling in. Call us back, because I think now you all are starting to get it. Call back. Whoever just called in, call back. We didn't want to cut my mom off in the middle of her sentence, but come on, Mom. We probably have to wrap up because they getting ready to call back. But I hear you. We do have to start younger with our kids to help break these generational curses. Set the standard up front to let them know how to get to know the young lady, how to get to know the young man, and leave this whole sexual dynamic out of it.
Pretty much, yeah, because that's just part of life, yes. But the main thing is to get the mind right,
mm-hmm.
and get them focused into, yes, now how do you go about dating? But yet you're dealing with the little fast tail, but then you got the little horny guys, because all this sex thing is talked up, hyped up.
It's talked up.
But if children are taught at an early enough age how to treat an individual, and vice versa, the girls by the daddies need to be taught how to receive a young man and what not to do. You go with your gut feeling. If it don't feel right, don't do.
Yeah.
If he's not approaching you right, talking to you right, don't do. Be nice about it, but go on about your merry way. Let somebody know where you're going in case anything jump off stupid. But still, with the young men, teach them how to talk to a young lady.
Yeah.
How to approach her.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in, Mama. Thank you for calling in. All right. I'll talk to you later. Y'all still keep on calling in. 424-390-6993. I see some comments down there, and I'm gonna read a couple of them off. One young lady said it's hard to date. Dating is so hard because you have some of these men out here that are spending so much time and money on them, then to find out that the woman don't even like them. Yeah, that's out there. Then had another comment on YouTube that said you need to find out who you are first before you start dating. Lay a foundation of who you are, so then once you start dating, you know your expectations will come in more fine-tuned. So I think those are some good pointers. Thank you all for that. Come on, you all, come on, keep on calling in. 424-390 6993 424-390-6993. If you are married now, if you have been married for some years, if you're up in the baby boomer or the silent generation, or if you're in the early part of Generation X, y'all let us know. Call in and give some pointers on tonight, because listen, we out here and we don't know what we're doing. We trying our best to date, but honestly, we don't know what we're doing, and for us being in the church has to take on a better responsibility of doing our part. But we can start early with our kids. Just don't tell them what not to do, but teach a man how to open the door, how to pull a woman's chair out, right? All this kind of stuff, how to talk decency to her. You know what I'm saying? Mothers and dad, be the example that you want. Fathers, teach your daughters what to accept. A man that is going to be about treating her with respect and with dignity, because if we have to get it right. And if we don't get it right, we're going to keep on having all of these failed relationships, and we're going to be running while we're going through a cycle and a cycle and a cycle. And at some point, we have to break the cycle of and really start having, and not waste time, right? None of us want to waste time with individuals. And let's stop, we too old out here in these streets. Well, at least I'm going to say that. I'm too old out here in these streets to be playing games. But I can be honest in the fact that it's a whole different breed of women out here. I'm just speaking from my point of view. I'm not speaking for all men. All men may like the game, and I'm not saying you're not supposed to chase, and there's not a chase component to it. But they different. I'll tell y'all like that. It's different out here. And then let's throw this in here. Make sure that you are soberly assessing where you are and what you're bringing to the table, so that your expectations are on the level of what you can give. Don't ask for filet mignon. Don't put a filet mignon list out there and you're on a McDonald's presentation. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong, right? You can't have all this other stuff and you're not up to that level. Men know where you are, know what you can do, know what you can handle. Women, the same thing. Know what you can do, know what you can handle. So, and then again, you don't have to walk into the thing spilling the whole beans. We know we're gonna get your representative out the gate. You're gonna try to put the best foot forward, but be honest in your presentation. Be as straightforward as you can. Something caused you to go out for coffee, to meet at Starbucks or Coffee Bean with this young man or this young woman. You allowed him to take you to wherever. So if you know you're not feeling that young man, don't waste that man's time just so you can get a free meal, ladies. Don't do that. But that don't mean being mean and letting them down and just throwing them to the wolves and dissing them or something like that. But just let them know in a mature and a respectful way that, hey, this is where you are, and I'm not feeling it. And vice versa, brothers. You ain't got to, call the woman all out her name and treat her all bad. But get to know her, see if y'all vibe, and try to make this thing happen, right? And be better guardians of your time. Don't let individuals waste your time like that. But listen, I'm almost out of time. How much time I got? A1, maybe about 10, 15 more minutes. I got 13 minutes left in the show. You all trying to get back in me. If you have any closing thoughts, any closing comments, closing questions, y'all talk back at me. 424-390-6993. 424-390-6993. I just want to have an honest conversation on the night on that we don't know how to date. Everybody always think we have it down, but we don't. We're going in with all these expectations, and we're just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what's going to stick. And maybe it's like a beard. Maybe it's a little bit of what you said. We may need to reassess who we are, and understand where we're at to be able to be better for the next person. Recalibrate, find out what it is that you want, what you're willing to put up with, so that if a man or a woman approaches you, you know what you want. And also, let me throw this in there while we're in there. Please don't act like you got it all together. Please don't act like you got it all together, because you don't have it all together. You don't have it all together. But so there may be some growing that both of you all can do together, right? You're understanding that as a man, I'm not perfect. As a woman, you understand that you're not perfect. So you all are able to grow together, and figure some things out together. And that's good. Be able to build together, strengthen each other. Because nobody has this dating thing all the way down. Nobody has put into a box, right? But I think it's when you go in knowing that you don't know everything, then you have an ability, and you're opening yourself up to learn a lot. All right. How much, man? I'm pretty much gone. I don't want to waste you all's time. I thank y'all. We ending early on the night. We gonna end early on the night because we've had I think some wonderful callers. We've had some wonderful comments, and I just want to encourage you all that's out there. If you have children, grandchildren, or yourself, if you're in a relationship, man, listen, love your husband, love your wife like you never loved them before, and reignite the fire in that relationship. If you're in a dating relationship and you get to knowing that person, listen, really honestly and authentic, get to know that person, knowing that you're a flawed individual yourself, and you don't have it all together. But if they're trying, I would say you try with them as well to try to get something substantive, because honestly, we don't know how to date. We were not taught properly how to date, and it's okay. It's just about being honest about where you are, and then being able to move forward. So listen, I love y'all. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for Real Talk with Ro. Thank y'all for letting me come into your living room, your den, on your phone, on your tablet, even if you're at work watching. Thank y'all for tuning in on tonight, and I'll see y'all later. We out.